everything, girl. Should you ever leave, I'd be grieving. I swear to God, I swear. I love everything about you. Every little thing that you do. I love everything about you. Your eyes, your lips, your shape, your ways, your thoughts. Everything about you.
99.9 WEFM. WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Rise and shine. Let's get ready to take on the day. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Good morning to everyone that is tuned into WEFM, the Clean Fresh Sound at this time. This is Activated Mornings with Roleza and Dianna. At this time, we also have with us PeeJohn, who is on the line to bring us his morning commentary. So we're going to turn over to PeeJohn at this time. PeeJohn, good morning.
Good morning, Dianna. Good morning, Roleza. Now, how prepared are we for another disaster like Beryl? Yesterday's rain resulted in some flooding and landslide across the country. It appears as if the hurricane season is upon us about 2 weeks early. The country is still recovering from the devastation wrought by Hurricane Beryl of July 1st, 2024. How prepared are we for another disaster such as that? The forecast for the year appear dismally discouraging. One notable agency, the Colorado State University, has released its initial 2025 forecast. They are forecasting an above normal hurricane season in 2025, with a total of 17 named storms. Of those 17, they predict 9 will become hurricanes, and of those 9, 4 will become major Category 3, 4, or 5 hurricanes. Well, the season starts officially on June 1st. There's a potential for storm development in late May. We may recall that Beryl herself was unusually early in the season. The weekend rains may have signaled an early start to the season. It is safe to assume that SVG will once again be affected by a major storm during this season. We have not been given much time to adequately recover from Beryl. Given the forecast referred to earlier, residents in hurricane-prone areas should prepare accordingly. Every household should ensure that emergency plans are in place, supplies are stocked, and buildings and structures are secure. Let us heed the lessons brutally taught to us by Hurricane Beryl. And that is my rant for the day.
All right. And thank you, PeeJohn. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. All right. Well, that was PeeJohn who brought to us his commentary this morning, asking the question, how prepared are we for another disaster such as Beryl? Again, let me say good morning to all of our wonderful listeners. You are in the right place at this time. You know, as usual, from 6 to 10, Roleza and I, we just take you on a ride. It's a wonderful ride, a ride of laughter, fun. Well, laughter is fun, isn't it? It's all fun. It's just fun and education over here. That's it. That's the vibe. I mean, it's the best vibe. Right. So don't you go anywhere. I'm going to let you now hear the next voice that is a part of the program, which is, well, who is Roleza?
All right. So good morning to everybody. It is a day before the holiday. Just had to put that in there. You forgot?
I did.
Well, you go work for me tomorrow then. Since you forgot, you will work for me tomorrow. All right. So yeah, just hoping that everybody is doing fine. It is not as bleak as yesterday morning. I'm not sure if the sun is going to come out in its glory maybe later on. I forgot what the weather forecast said for today, but yeah, yesterday was a little bit of a not a little bit, it was a wet one, right? And we're gonna just discuss a little further what PeeJohn said. Interestingly, today's the 20th of May. And this is the date I did common entrance. Not so long ago. Not so long ago. I always
Look at
remember the
that.
date. Yes, the date I did common
Wow.
entrance. And if I'm not mistaken, I think today should be Gamal Skinny Fabulous's birthday because I think I remember it because I was like, wait, you did common entrance on your birthday? That must have sucked, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, it's the 20th of May. So whoever out there celebrating a birthday, I do know somebody celebrating a birthday. Oh gosh, all right. I had a message I posted. So whoever out there celebrating a birthday, good morning to you and happy birthday. And to the class of 1994,
Hey,
whoever sat
listen
common
to
entrance in
her.
1994, special good morning to you.
All right, so it's time for us to get into PeeJohn's commentary. Remember, you are free to call us. Yeah, 457-9997. You can call us on WhatsApp. You can call us on the landline to be a part of our program as well with your comments, with your questions. No, I like the topic that PeeJohn raised this morning because I think it's yesterday itself when I was looking at all the rain that's been falling. I was like, boy, all this rain and it's not even the hurricane season as yet. So what's gonna happen when the season when it's the actual wet season, right? Are we prepared for another disaster, boy? I know that Nemo and the Red Cross do a lot of educational work. They also go out into the field. They do a lot of field work as well. I know they have their various stakeholders that they would involve in their preparation and even the during and after process of a disaster. But I still feel like I don't think we're ready for something like Beryl, especially the Grenadines. I really don't think that we would be ready to face another disaster. To be honest, man, St. Vincent and Grenadines will be tired. We just been getting beat. We is tired. Right. But nevertheless, we know this season is going to come, whether we are prepared or not. It is going to come. They have already named their storms, they have their predictions. And things are going to happen in whatever way they're supposed to happen. The most that we could do is to continue to do our own preparations. We are always told, well, when the season starts, you would hear of the various shelters that you can go to. You would hear of things that you could do. By now, I think we ought to know enough about the things that we should have stored up to prepare for disaster. We should be storing water all year round, but I mean, even more so during the season, storing of food that is non-perishable, getting your family emergency plan, which is also very important. Having everybody in the house know exactly what to do. I think looking at what happened to the Grenadines, we probably shouldn't be in a state where we're saying, we don't need to have that right now. We could probably wait. I think right now we should just be on the alert. Make sure that you include the children in your plans as well. Make sure that the children know exactly what to do, where to go, just in case you cannot make it or you probably aren't in the same place at the same time. So those are some of the things that we can do to still try to be as prepared as possible. What else am I thinking about? Make sure you have your first aid kit as well. The first aid kit does not have to be large. You could have a small first aid kit in your house, but make sure that you have that as well. And the children know how to use the kit and what the things in the kit are for. Don't ever leave them out of the process. Yeah, that's my piece.
All right. So are we prepared or how prepared are we? I don't think that we can actually ever really be fully prepared. Because we just never know, right? We just never know the intensity of a storm or anything that is happening. Look at yesterday. Kingston, part of Kingston was flooded. I'm not sure if all of it, but I saw a video with part of Kingston being flooded. Mm-hmm. Yesterday morning, there was land slippage at Kittles, and I saw the video of it, and I was quite surprised. I was quite surprised to see the amount of that land that had slipped down and all of that. And, already we see It isn't fully the hurricane season as yet, but we see the impact that is happening in terms of us already being inconvenienced, even in my own community, where it is that I live, I literally see a river that runs down off of the hill whenever it rains heavily, and it further destroyed the road that is supposed to start on June 1st. Don't think that I've forgotten. Crab Hole Road is supposed to start on June 1st. I'm always on this road situation, right? But anyhow, so yes, whenever there's a significant amount of rain that comes off of the hill, it further destroys the road. And of course, when I drove out over the road yesterday, it was worse, So I don't think that we are ever truly, or we can ever be fully prepared, but we just have to try our best. I know that last year, immediately after being traumatized, and I'm using the word me being traumatized, and of course I know that it cannot compare to what the persons in the Grenadines face. But that week that I went without electricity, I have said never me again going through that. Never me again, right? So what it is that I did is that I bought things like solar power banks and different solar chargers, or even lights that can be recharged, right? Some of us may know places where we could go to get electricity to charge our devices. Morning, and just but you might be able to, let's say you have a friend who might have electricity if you're out, to be able to get certain devices charged, or you can use solar charging devices, right? So in that way, I have prepared. I mean, I've always kept water at home. I generally have food at home, so in that way I am prepared. In terms of our properties as well, we might know that you might have a galvanized roof that might be flapping, that sort of thing, preparing that way. One of the things that we also have to be mindful of is the things that we do in the dry season, right? A lot of land is cleared, a lot of vegetation is burned. And whenever there is that intensity of rain, because the land is already so dry and because there's not enough vegetation to hold the soil together, when there is intense rainfall, it can cause land slippage, all right? So some of the things that we also need to be mindful of is what we do when the season is dry, all right? So I personally would love for SVG to be spared this year. But given that we're seeing that the rain has already started and it isn't declared the hurricane season as yet, this is further signs of climate change being real. And I have no doubt that the hurricane season or the wet season is going to be longer as the years go by, longer and starting sooner, right? So I don't know what else we could say with this, but we just may have to say a prayer and place everything in God's hands, because I don't think many of us expected what happened in last year to have happened. Many of us, we always hear of things coming, but we always say we're the home of the blessed, nothing will happen to we. God has passed over. God is a Vinci. He might still be a Vinci, but things could happen to us, all right? Just like how things happen to Christians, things could also happen to us. So we just have to try our best. Yeah.
Just to add one, you were going to say something?
Good morning to the persons on the live. Good morning to you, Rish.
Good morning. One thing that I just wanted to add, you mentioned the actions that we take during the dry season. One of the things that I noticed, it's not the first, but whenever we have heavy rains and the place is flooded, a lot of that, one of the main contributing factors to the flooding is pollution. My dear people, Vincentians, we have to do better with our garbage. We have to, it is simply unacceptable. For various reasons, it is unacceptable to just be throwing your garbage any and everywhere. And it's something that we know, we are taught, we are fully aware that we are supposed to put our garbage in the bins. It's not a country that does not have any bins at all. We have bins. Even if there may not be a bin in a particular place that you're in, we do have bins around Kingston. We have bins all over the place. You may go into a business place and they have a bin there. It really is unacceptable for us to keep doing that, and that is one of the things that contributes to a lot of the flooding that we get. So our own actions cause our own problems, basically, because yesterday I passed, I think it may have been Brax. I'm assuming it would be Brax, so that probably would be the only person out on the road. But I passed some men clearing the You know those drains that have the grills? Well, yeah, I saw them. They lifted up the grills because gutter was just clogged. So I passed them cleaning up, and I thought,
that is what contributes to a lot of the flooding in town. Things being inside the drains, and it's not even just in. It's not just in Kingston though. It's even within our residential communities. Like for me, I can never understand. We live in residential areas, but yet we're seeing garbage all about the place. It's like, aren't you living there? Aren't you living within the community? Why are people walking about the place and just drop plastic bag? Keep a plastic bag in your bag or on your possession, and put your garbage in your bag and dispose of it when you get home. You know, so.
Yeah,
I don't like having to talk to people like little children. It's just I truly find this annoying.
Anyhow, it's 7:35 and we have to go. It is now time for us to bring to you today's traffic talk.
Nothing else